Yo, live from New York City.
Yes, sir.
The one and only.
Yes, sir.
My friend.
Yo.
GOKU Pump.
Let's get it, man.
I know him as Bam Baam. Yo, Bam Baam, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, Sean?
We've been trying to do this interview for a while now, but you're busy.
Yeah.
You're busy.
Yeah.
Channel's growing.
Yeah.
Platform is growing. Your influence is growing.
Yes, sir.
200 and how many thousand subscribers?
250, almost 260.
Almost 260. Started from zero.
Yeah, started from zero, man.
Okay. Bam, I wanna. This is gonna be exclusive.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I know you as Bam Baam. Your worldwide name is Bam Baam GOKU Pump.
Yes, sir.
What's your real name?
My real name is Babatunde.
Babatunde.
Yes, sir.
That's your first name?
Yeah, that's my first name.
What about your first and last name?
My last name is Alade Toyimbo.
Babatunde Alada Toyembo.
Yeah, Alade Toyimbo.
Okay, okay, cool. What background is that?
So I'm from Nigeria. I lived in Lagos and also in Ondo State for almost like half my life.
You were born there, baby?
So I was born here, basically for like papers. You know how it'd be back in those days, like almost 30 years ago. Like back in those days, like your parents would just give birth to you here so you could have papers, and they sent me back immediately to Nigeria to learn the culture and you know.
How old are you, baby?
Build that discipline. So right now I'm 29 years old.
29.
Yeah.
All right. And so you were born in
1992.
92 in New York, or?
I was born in New York, Brooklyn, and I was sent back to Nigeria like right after I was born.
And how long you stayed in Nigeria?
I stayed in Nigeria till I was 9, then came back to America like around 10, and then got sent back when I was 15, then came back around like 19, 20.
You speak the language, Nigerian language?
I understand it like fully, but like speaking it, like a little off.
Okay.
But I can say a couple things.
What language is that?
Yoruba.
Yoruba?
Yeah, Yoruba.
Okay, so that's the great Yoruba history and culture, the Yoruba tribe.
Yeah, the Yoruba tribe. Yeah, that was definitely it. They want, and it's a lot of they like for their children to know about their culture, their tribe. So
y'all hear that band? It's a band in the background. We're gonna keep going though.
Yes, sir.
So you came back at 10.
Yeah, came back.
You went to school in Nigeria?
Yeah, I went to school in Nigeria, and then I came back at like 9, almost 10 years old, and then
So what was it like going to school? What was it like growing up in Nigeria, going to school?
Yo, man, honestly, so like when I was from like the age of 1 to 9, you know, I was living with my dad, so that was like the good side, you know, of I was living with my dad. He lived in Abuja. That's like the good side of Nigeria. You feel me? Like it looks like New York, honestly. So my dad is kind of like has money. He's a rich dude. So you know, I was kind of living good. So when I went back to New York from the age of 9 to 15, you know, my mom caught me smoking weed, like in the room. Yeah, while she was at work. Yeah. So she came from work early. She caught me smoking weed. That was the first time too. My first time smoking weed, and she sent me back to Nigeria because of that. And she didn't send me back to my father's side. She sent me to her mother's side, my grandmother. And my grandmother was living in the village, so that side was like it was definitely tough. But it was a it was a great experience though. So there was no toilets. It was like you would basically like shit in a plastic bag and throw it over the river. There was barely any like electricity, lights. So it was like there's certain days and time where we get light to watch TV, to watch to just even have light periods. So it was like,
what part of Nigeria is this, man?
This was Ondo.
Ondo.
Yeah, it was Ondo.
Okay.
So
this was really more cultural. You really got down.
Yeah, yeah.
And grandma didn't probably play that shit.
She didn't play that shit at all, man. I used to wake up every morning to fetch water early. The water that I'm gonna use to bath, the water that we're gonna use to cook, the water we're gonna use for everything. We used to fetch it. Yeah, we used to. Yeah, me and my cousins and my brother, we used to wake up early and fetch. That would be like a routine every morning. We walk down blocks with the big buckets in our head, and we'll fetch. And that alone was a workout for me. That kept me in shape.
So Bam Bam, you and your mother and your father weren't together when you were growing up?
Nah, they wasn't together. So like, yeah. I'm not gonna get too in depth with that, but like they had split it at the age when I was 9 years old. They wasn't like.
So your first 9 years of your life, they were together.
Yeah, so it was like they had a distance relationship.
She was still here in America?
Yeah, she was here in America, and my dad is Nigeria. So like, you know.
And you was in Nigeria with him?
Yeah. So, you know, and that's what happened. Like they had to basically like split. They were separating at that age of 9, so that's the time where I went back to Nigeria. I mean, not to Nigeria, to New York, United States, when they were basically, things weren't going good along with them, so she basically just took me away from him at that time.
How's your relationship with your father?
And
well, let me do it. How was it growing up?
It was like, so real talk. Like my dad was like, and I understand it now, you know, I understand it now. My dad was a judge, basically. He was a judge, one of the top judges in the country, actually. He worked with the government and everything, so they sponsor him, his house and all of that. So he wasn't really able to connect with me and my brother, and I could understand that by, like, you know, because he had a lot going on, a lot on his plate, and he was in a high position. So of course, when you're in a position like that, there will be a lot of distraction. A lot of women, you know, will come around and distract. There'll be distractions, you know. So I could just understand. I could stoop down to that understanding as a human being, you know. So
as you're growing older,
I understand that, you know. And that was the problem. That was what happened between him and my mom. It was just it was just that understanding that, okay, that was his wife, and she wasn't really there. It was a distance relationship, and he's a man of high value, and a man of value, a high value influence. For that matter. Yeah, influence, and just you have power, you have money. It's like a lot of women are gonna be on you. So if the women ain't really there, your main woman ain't really there, you know, she's not supplying you with pleasure or whatever you need as a man. Of course, and other women are like chasing after you. Of course, you're gonna, you know, fall. So I understand that, and that's why, you know, I try to do better for my son.
Bam Bam, so you have a brother?
Yeah, I have a brother.
By the same mother and father?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys close?
Yeah, we're close. We're very close, actually. For the past 2 years, we haven't really been communicating because we kind of we split it because, you know, as you grow up, you know, you split. He got a girl.
He's living.
Yeah.
You get a life.
Yeah, but I love my brother though. We're definitely close. Definitely very close.
Bam Bam, what were how's your relationship with your moms?
Oh, I love my mom, man. I love my mom, and it's the same thing too.
Shout out to Bam Bam's mother and his father and his brother,
I love
his
my
grandmother.
I love my grandmother. I love everybody, man. So my mom, I love her too, and you know, like, it's also kind of the same thing. It was like my mom was just working so much because, you know, her and my father wasn't talking, so she wasn't able to really communicate with my father. So she was trying to do everything. She was trying to be the man and also like try to be the dad and the mother by like providing. So she would work all hours, and we didn't really like get that chance to connect with each other that much because she was always working, and I would be in school, and I come back from school, she's at work, and but I see the love in that. I see the love in that because it's like, yo, you're grinding so hard so your kid could be good. So that's just me being honest with it. I love my mom, and that's what it is. I know what she did for me.
All right, so you come back to New York when you're 15?
Yeah.
And you go to New York public schools?
Yeah, I went to Sheepshead Bay, and yeah, it's bad.
Talk about the discrimination that you may or may not have faced from black kids, white kids, or any other kids being from Africa and coming to America. And the psychological damage that's done to self-esteem. I mean, really get into it, because I know, even from black Americans, they kind of a little rough on African kids. Kids are rough, man.
That's a good question, man. So when I first came back when I first came to America at the age of 10, I started my elementary school. The first day of school, right? So my mom was really, she wasn't really like, she never really paid attention to like, kid stuff, like, or just stuff in general. She was just a lady that would work, and try to save money. So like, the first day of school, I wasn't wearing no Jordans or no fly kicks. It was like some shoe from Payless, a trouser, like one of those high ones, like you can see my ankles, and a button-up shirt. So when I came in the first day of school, kids were already looking at me like I'm weird. Like I'm seeing everybody wearing sneakers and looking fresh and fly, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Like in my country, you don't come to school to look fly. You come to school straight for the education. Like, you feel me? They try to make sure like all the females, their hair is cut low. No girls wearing makeup. No guys getting like. Most guys,
they don't want you to be distracted.
Yeah, they don't want you to be distracted at all. It's just come to school, stay focused. So they try to cut all distractions. So my first day of school, I'm just thinking school is the same way here. Like, that's how it was programmed in my head. Like, yo, we all in school so we could, get good grades and just focus. So first day of school, I'm in school. Everybody looking at me weird. I'm like, shit, all right, it's cool, whatever. And the teacher says my name. The first day, she's just like, hey, say your name. Everybody's,
That's
my African name. Babatunde Alade Toyimbo. Everybody like, what? I'm like, that's me. Everybody started laughing. So she was like, introduce yourself. I'm like, my name's Babatunde, I'm from Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. Everybody started even laughing more, like, yo, dude accent is crazy strong. Like, so that was the first day, and as that continues,
how'd that make you feel, baby?
Yo,
as a 10-year-old?
Yeah, it felt weird the first day. Weeks after weeks, it kept getting worse. Kids were picking on me, I was always called the African booty scratcher. Yeah, like ugly, black, not even just black, because it was black kids. It wasn't like it was white kids making fun of me. It was black kids making fun of me, and I didn't even get it. Just like, we all looked the same. Feel me? Like, so like it wasn't even like I was around white kids. It was like what? It was like probably two white kids in our class, and they wasn't the one making fun of me. The Indian kids, it was mostly black kids that would make fun of me.
Well, what kind of student were you, man? You a good student, or you?
So I was a good student, and honestly, I tried to stay a good student, but it was like I couldn't focus, And I tried to explain that to my mom, but my mom was so caught up.
How come you couldn't focus?
Couldn't focus because I was getting made fun of all the time.
Self-esteem issues.
Yeah. I'm like, yo,
issues.
yeah. I'm
confidence
like,
issues.
yeah, confidence.
Talk about it.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, ma, I need a pair of Uptowns instead of these Payless Shacks, or those Payless shoes, you know. Mom would be like, yo, man, stop focusing on that. Focus on what you need to focus on, which is school. You know where you're from. You know how we do it out there. I'm like, yo, ma, it's different out here, though. You know? In Nigeria, everybody know, we all on that program. Like, yo, we come here to focus, to get good grades, you know? Being the coolest kid in class the coolest kid in class in Nigeria is the smartest kid in class. The kids that got all A's. That everybody's trying to be like that person. But out here, the coolest kid is the kid that, you know, that's
gets suspended.
Gets suspended, a little bad. You know, like
talk back to the teacher.
Talk back to the teacher. He's fresh as hell. You know, his parents spent mad money on his clothes, making sure he was fresh, going to school. That's the kid that's getting the most girls. In Nigeria, it's like the kid that's getting all A's is the one that the girls are attracted to, and everybody want to be like, you know. So my mom didn't really get that because she was fully raised in Nigeria, so she couldn't really process that. I'm like, yo, ma, I need to look fly at least, or just decent at least, so these kids will stop making fun of my shoes every time I go, and my trousers, my jeans. And I couldn't, man.
What did that do? What did that do to your self-perception and your self-esteem?
Yo, I kind of hated myself, man. I didn't even like my name. I hated my name for a certain amount of years. I was like, damn, why did she give me the name Babatunde? Why couldn't she just give me a regular English name?
When actually, man, Babatunde, that has a meaning going back.
Yeah.
Culturally,
hundreds,
thousands of years, man.
It's a dope. Yo, I love my name now, man, because knowing it means I'm the reincarnation. So Babatunde means the father's back.
Tell him, baby.
So it means I'm the reincarnation of my grandfather. That's what it means. So my grandfather died, and my grandfather was he was a G, man. From what I heard, he had 10 to 12 wives in the house. They all had kids. So he was living like a king, you know what I'm saying? So for me to be a reincarnation of that, you know, I gotta respect it. That's some shit. That's something I should not be ashamed of, or, you know. I'm not saying he probably made mistakes as a man too, but there's just the reason that name was given to me. So, you know, I appreciate it for what it is, and I don't regret it. But at that time in my life, you know, I did regret having that name, and it was just because of all the circumstances, man.
And not having an understanding.
Yeah.
Kids, all we really wanted at that age was just to be a part of and be accepted, man.
Yeah.
And when you're not,
it hurts, man. It hurts. It really hurts, man. And honestly, you know, I didn't like my mom at that time either, because I'm like, yo, ma,
it's your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault. But my mom, I actually appreciate her for that too. For her to just still even try. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, we do spoil our kids, man, by buying them Jordans and all. I don't mind it, but it's all these things are distractions. My mom was right. Even though it was tough, she was right. The focus was to go to school and get A's. That's the focus. Not to be the flyest kid or be the baddest kid in school. I feel like there's already a system for black kids out here, and that put us in a position where we get distracted, you know.
Man, so you go to high school. Where you go to high school at?
Went to high school in Sheepshead Bay. So.
Athlete? Did you play sports, or did things get better, or?
Things didn't really get better, so it was just.
Still self-esteem issues?
Still self-esteem, you know. But it was getting a little better where I was you know, I was able to. So I was working while I was in school. I was able to you know, buy myself some nice sneakers or whatnot. But I was working while I was in school, you know, working off the books though. Walking off the books just to get some some nice pair of sneakers and whatnot, you know. So.
What kind of student were you in high school?
So I was facing the stage of transcending to a loser to a cool kid, to a fresh kid, you know, wearing cool clothes and stuff like that. Because I got myself a job while I was in high school. And that's the reason I got myself a job was because I'm tired of people making fun of how I dress. You know, so I'm like, you know what? Man, I gotta start looking fresh, man. So.
You play any sports?
Nah, I didn't even have the time to like play sports. I was working and going to school, so I was just trying to look fresh. So I was like, I'm gonna get a job so I could afford to buy me some clothes and Jordans and whatnot while I'm in high school.
You involved in drugs, anything at this point? Crime, street crime, anything? Fighting?
Not really. Like I was around it, but I wasn't really involved in it like that. You know, it was getting there, cause sometimes I was on my way. I was cutting school. You know, I wasn't going to school just to even work more. You know, just to work more and make more money, and you know, like I said, the first day I got caught smoking weed. Literally, I was just smoking weed in my room. My mom caught me smoking weed with a group of friends. I thought she was at work, you know, because she usually worked, like, so she would work. The time I would come back from school, that's the time she would she would be working. So when she's working, it's like, damn, I'll bring my friends over and we just chill. But the first time we like, all right, let's try to smoke some weed. We did, and that was the first time I got caught too. So it's like she saw that. It was like, nah, y'all gotta go back to Nigeria. So that's when she sent us back.
And then when did you come back to America?
At the age of 19, 20.
So you finished high school over in Nigeria?
I finished it here. So like, I had one more year in Nigeria, so I just finished it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
After high school, what was the plan?
So my plan was to.
What year is this?
This was damn. I know I was like 19. I was 20 probably.
2010, 2011?
Yeah. Wait, let me see. Yeah, I'll say 2010. Probably 2011.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, my plan was to become a physical therapist. First of all, matter of fact, my plan was to become a mechanical engineer. You know, so when I was like that, when I was in the high school out here, I was working out though. I started my workout journey for real. Like I was.
Were you an athlete?
Nah, I was just working out. I was just working out. I don't know what it is. I just felt like I need to work out, you know, cause so in Nigeria, like I would fetch water every morning. That would be like a good exercise. We walk blocks, like about 3 to 4 times, or probably 5 times, you know, back and forth, with a heavy bucket in my head, and that's the water we're using to drink, eat, cook everything. That's the water we're using for everything. Shit, to clean our ass after shit, taking shit. That's the water for everything, bro. So like that would take like about 20 to 30 minutes, and that would be like a good workout for me, honestly. You know, good, nice workout. So coming out here, I still wanted to stay active. You know, I would do a little push-ups too in Nigeria here and there. So once we had a gym class, I'm like, oh, there's a gym class? Okay, cool. We didn't really have a gym class in Nigeria. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I was consistently going to the gym, and it was something I was like slowly having a passion for, you know. So after I graduated high school, I was like, shit, mechanical engineering, I want to do that. But while I was in college, BMCC for mechanical engineering, I'm like, this ain't really it. Like, you know, it's like I found myself doing something just to have a nice career job, you know, but it's not that I have passion for it or anything. Like, I'm just like, this is just gonna be a career job. So I still was continuing my fitness journey, and I realized I have extreme passion for fitness, calisthenics. So I started my YouTube channel while I was doing that.
What year?
Probably like 2012, 2013.
You started your YouTube channel that early?
Yeah. Nah, actually I didn't. Let me say 2014. I'll say 2014. Yeah, I started my YouTube channel.
Just doing regular like push-up videos?
Yeah, so like I watched the Bar Brothers like about 2 years, probably like 2016. I watched Bar Brothers, and everything is beast mode, Juice from Beast Mode. I was like, damn. So I was like, before that, I would lift a little bit of weights and do push-ups, but basics, you know, pull-ups, just basics. Like I wasn't really like, I didn't really have the knowledge, but I know like I just love working out and looking good, you know, and just being able to be a little stronger to protect myself. So I watched that video, and I was like truly inspired. I was like, damn, this is like taking workout to the extreme. Like it don't to me, I was looking at it like, damn, it don't really go beyond this. Like you just taking this shit to the extreme level. They was punching each other in the stomach, you know, and the things that, you know, we're doing now. So it was like, damn. I was like, shit, this is good. So that kind of hit me, you know, and now I'm just looking them up. I'm like, damn. And I kind of saw a video of them saying, like, I saw a post they made about, yo, they dropped out of college to do this and to inspire people. I'm like, yo, this is cool. So, you know, I'm like, yo, I would like to do that too, but I'm not gonna drop out of college. I'm just, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna start my YouTube channel and, you know, show people.
Now, Bam Bam, when I met you, I found of you, heard of you around 2018. By that time, your channel was pretty much established. You had 50, 60,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
40,000, somewhere in there you were established. And then me and you met to do a collab, and you was like, yo, Sean, you was on the bus. You was like, yo, Sean.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing. I don't know about this YouTube. I'm going to school. It's in the way. Either the school is in the way or the YouTube is in the way. And you almost quit YouTube.
Yeah. So
as recently as 2018, 2019.
Yeah. So I gotta give you the story on that. So like I had a son. You know, my son was probably like 2 years old at the time. I was working full time, and I was also doing YouTube and a full-time student. So being a student, right, doing all of that, getting all that, because I was getting paid from YouTube too. It wasn't a lot, but I was getting paid, you know. Sometimes I'll get paid a lot, sometimes I won't, but I was getting paid. So, and I was working full-time, and I had a kid. So I wasn't getting financial aid because I was working full-time, and I also had some type of income from YouTube, and they was able to see that. So I wasn't getting financial aid. So that semester that I was telling you about that, my tuition fee, right? My tuition fee was probably like, I don't know, I think it was like, I don't even want to say the amount. Probably like, it cost me like $4,000 or whatever. I think it was around that amount, 4,000 or 6,000 or something, around that. But that was when YouTube had paid me the most. You get what I'm saying? I think YouTube gave me like 4,000 or 3,000 that month. And I ended up paying the whole money that I made from YouTube for my tuition. The job, the money I made from the job, it was like, I paid a little bit for it. And it just hit me like, yo, what? I'm like, yo, I gotta revise my shit. What the fuck am I doing? I'm like, what is my purpose? Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm paying school what I made off my personal business revenue. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like it didn't make any sense to me. I was just like, nah, this shit don't make sense. Like, and I'm like, what if I wasn't doing YouTube? What if I was just working? And I'm like, shit, how would I have paid? I'm like, damn, how would I have paid for tuition? Yeah, so I'm like, I said, one of these gotta go. One of them gotta go. You feel me? So I was still thinking, I'm still grinding though. I'm like, fuck it. Whatever, I'm still gonna keep grinding. You know, I met you, I explained to you what was going on. Honestly, what really happened was when 2020 hit. When 2020 hit, and I feel like it was a lot for a lot of people. It was a blessing, and it probably was also a curse for a lot of people. You know, because that was the year where it was like, my job just told me like, yo, we gotta let you go. Like, they laid me off. It wasn't like I quit. It was like, yo, we gotta let you go, man. And, you know, schools was basically also like kind of on shutdown too, even though they was doing the online classes. But around that time too, that was when I took a semester off just to really just get my head right, because that right there kind of like just took me off. I'm like, how did I, like, that $4,000 I could have used to invest in more stuff for my YouTube channel, maybe a camera or maybe my merch. I'm like, something to make more money. So I'm just like, what am I doing? You know, like, I'm not giving proper time for everything. So I need to just recollect what I'm doing. So, you know, I decided to take a semester off, but when I decided to take a semester off, that's when 2020 hit. It was like, oh, shit. So I got laid off my job. I'm like, shit, I can't go back to school right now. There's too much going on. So I'm like, YouTube was all I got to pay my rent, to pay my phone bill, food, my kid, all of that. YouTube was all I got to take care of. And and guys, real talk, the whole time I was helping my mom pay rent too, you know. And my mom had moved to another state. She had moved to DC a year before that, so I was helping her pay rent at the same time. So it was either that or nothing. So I'm like, yo, this is all I got now. So it put me in a position where, like, yo, this is what you're just gonna have to do. Like I had no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I survived, and this is where I am now. You know. So what that taught me too was, like, I was just scared. You know what I'm saying? I was just scared of a system. Like, you know, there's a system program in our heads, especially in my head for sure. There was a system program like, you can't leave school. You gotta go to school. You gotta graduate so you can have a job and you can get a 401k and, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, all of that. That shit was so programmed in my head that I had to do everything. I'm like, nah. And I had a passion for what I was doing too, and I couldn't leave it. So because I had the system program in my head, I had to do everything at once. Not knowing I could just do what I'm passionate about. I could just stick to whatever I want to do. You know, I don't have to go to school. I don't have to have a job. You know, like they say, a job is called JOB, just over broke. You know, like I don't need that. Like, I could survive off of doing what I love, and I won't be stressed out. Because when I was in my job, I love my coworkers and my boss, good people for sure. But like, man, I wasn't really happy. You feel me? Like, I wasn't really happy, man.
Baby, now your channel, you hook up with Brawley.
Yeah.
And you guys just explode, you know, you guys change, you got creative infusing a little bit of working out in with it, you know, never skipping leg day, but you added a new dimension as far as meeting random women on the street and spotting. Your channel really took off, and now today you got 250,000 subscribers, household name known worldwide, New York City Calisthenics Legend. You know, how does that feel, and what changed when you hooked up with Brawley, and talk about the creativity of YouTube, the difficulty of YouTube? People think YouTube is easy.
Oh yeah. So like, that's why I love my brother Brawley, man, for sure.
Shout out to Brawley Games.
Shout out to Brawley Games, man. So I'm not gonna front. Around that time when I hit like 99,000 subscribers,
you stuck there for a minute.
I was stuck there, man. And it was so noticeable that I was stuck there, because it's like 99.5 or 6. So it's like, that's a number that's so close to 100,000. You know what I'm saying? If I was stuck at like, you know, 70 or 80, then it's kind of like, you know, it's like, for me, I don't know, personally, I'm just like, yo. Like, you could tell like this guy stuck there. It's like, damn, he's only like 500 subscribers away from 100. What's going on?
How long you stuck there?
Man, for like 5 months probably, or some shit. I don't know, like 3 months probably. I don't know, 5 months. But you know, like, I didn't care about the numbers though. Like, so me and Broly, we started the Super Saiyan Challenge in January. We did the Super Saiyan Challenge. So for 30 days straight, the first month, we did 3,000 reps. That's 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 squats, and maybe 1,000 crunches or whatever. We're like, yo, that's us thinking crazy. Like, this is gonna change the game, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. And it did. It changed the game as far as like, yo, motherfuckers know we disciplined. Like, motherfuckers know we put in work. We work out crazy. You know?
It's showing. It's visible. It's on the screen.
Yeah. You know?
And y'all was going live.
Yeah, it was going live every day. So it could have been, you know, it don't matter if it was 5,000 views, 4,000 views. Some was like 1,000 views. But they know, like, these niggas put in work. A lot of our subscribers, they asking for the Super Saiyan Challenge for next year. Feel me? So they know, like, they did that. They put in work. So after the Super Saiyan Challenge, it was kind of like, all right, cool. You know, the last day, I think it was the 31st, we was like, yo, for the last day, right? We're gonna do 10,000 reps. 10,000 push-ups, yeah. For the whole day, the whole day, that's gonna change the game, blah. And man, at that same time, we were still that's around the time we went to Miami, and we kept prolonging that last day, like, you know, a week would have passed, 2 weeks, like, nah, the last day's coming though, it's coming. And that's when we started, like, that's when Broly Gaines, he squatted this girl, you know. He was on shrooms, but we just took shrooms. We like, yo, we was working out for the whole day. We was working out on shrooms. We was just working out. And he was like, yo, damn, man, you gotta do something, bro. We just keep working out. Like, it's mad girls. I'm like, yeah, but we like, yo, you know, the shit we do, man, like, it's like, what are we gonna do with girls? Like, it's like, yo, squat them. I was like, what? It's like, yo, you alright? To me, I'm like, yo, this shroom's just kicking in this dude's head, man. He's bugging out. So he's like, nah, I'm gonna squat these girls, bro. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'll hold the camera for you, but I ain't doing all that, man. Like, you know. So this girl walks up to him. She's like, you know how the Miami vibes is. she's kind of naked. Like, she has just a bra and bikini on and shit. She walks up to him, she touches his chest. Like, damn. He's like, oh, word? She picks her up. I don't know. She's shocked. Like, oh, shit.
And you filming?
I'm filming it. And he squats her. He squats her. And then she's like, damn, you strong. And then after that, he smacks her ass. Like, I was like, and I'm still holding the shit. And I'm like, boom, after I hit that, I'm like, yo, bro, I was still recording while you smacked the ass. I don't know if you want to cut that part or like, I don't know, like, I was even telling him, I don't think you should post it, man, because like, that shit just looks so, it looks so sexual, like, you know, like, it's like.
YouTube may not agree with it.
Yeah, it's not even YouTube may not agree. I'm thinking our subscribers is like,
okay,
you know how subscribers be like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's like, nah, man. He posted, right? And he was so like tripped out that he titled it Proof. Like, that was the first title of it. I'm like, what the hell? And he posted at midnight too. And the joint had like 10,000 views in the first hour. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But I'm like, yo, bro, I think you should change the title. And then he changed it. He was like, I don't lift weights. I left women. I'm like, bruh. He was supposed to put lift, but he put left. So he's still kind of fucked up in the spelling because he was still a little trippy and shit. But the shit was getting like 10,000 views an hour. And the shit hit like, I think the shit hit 1 million within that day or two or something. I was just like, whoa.
You guys knew you was on to something then?
Yeah. I still thought it was a little crazy. But I'm like, damn, this is crazy, yeah. But that was what sparked.
On his channel or your channel?
On his channel. So that's what sparked the whole thing. So that's why I gotta give it to him. He changed the whole game with that. So I was just like, alright. I still kind of felt a little like, I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea, but alright. Him, he's like, you know, he's
wide open.
He's wide. He's like, yo, that shit hit 1 million. I'm finna do this every day. So I'm just recording. He's squatting big girls, all types of girls. And them shits was doing the same type of numbers. I was like, what the? Them shits would hit like 500,000, if not 1 million, 200,000 within the day. I'm like, oh nah, okay, I'm finna do this too now. Shit. So I was doing it with him. It was doing the same numbers for me. I was like, oh shit. And shit got to a point where it was like 10 million in a couple days. I'm like, shit, man.
And
yeah, my channel was exploding. I was meeting people out of nowhere, like, it will never skip leg day. I was like, oh shit. So
now, Bam, how does that feel now? Because it happens to me a lot. You go places, you sit somewhere, and somebody comes up to you. They know you from your channel.
Yo.
How does that feel? People say, yo, you saved my life. Or,
yo, it's the best feeling, man. Definitely is the best feeling. Yo, that's what I do it for. Like, it touches a part of my soul. Like, it's like, damn. Like, it feels like purpose, you know? So, like, anytime that I don't feel like doing this shit, or like shit gets hard sometimes. You know how it is, man. Sometimes you don't get the money or the views, or shit just ain't going how it's supposed to go. You know, I just focus on that, like, purpose. You know, I think about those people. Because I've had people tell me stories, man. I've had people tell me like, yo, because they watched my video, they was able to start their career, you know, because they started working out, and it just took them out of that lazy mentality, you know. So it's like, there's a lot of things workout can do for a person, you know. Shit, it does a lot for me, you know. And I feel like anybody that work out has some type of discipline, you know. So, and if you apply that discipline to any other aspect of your life, it's just over. Like I said, treat life like a workout. You'll be good. You'll survive. So
Bam Bam, sometimes being a YouTuber gets monotonous and you kind of get maybe sick of it. Not really super sick of it, but you know, kind of like annoyed with it sometimes.
Yeah, man. Like, but you know, I feel like it could be a matrix sometimes, and I try not to get caught up in that matrix. You know? Yeah. Like, oh, the numbers ain't doing good. We ain't getting views. But it's like, so what? Keep going. Keep what is your purpose though? It's not even to keep posting. What is your purpose? Why are you doing the YouTube thing? You always got to go back to that. Why? Oh, because it's changing this person's life and this person's life, and it's helping this person become a better person. They stop doing drugs. They working out now. They eating healthy. They stop smoking cigarettes. Okay. That is way more important than views, than money. What could be more? What could be better than that? You know, like if I die, I would know like shit. I done help somebody
around the world.
Yeah, change their life. Even if it's just one person, I know like, oh shit, I did something. You know.
What's on the horizon? What's on the future for Bam Bam GOKU Pump?
Yo, the same thing, man. Just getting better at it. Honestly, you know, people be like, new year, new me. Nah, it's the same thing. Trying to get more creative on how to inspire people to become better, and that's just it. Like, you know, and maybe we're gonna have more people on this shit. Maybe my son's gonna be. Me and my son gonna have a channel and do this thing, and my other family, you know, maybe maybe I'll find a woman that's with my purpose, and like we all gonna do it as a family. That's probably the only changes y'all gonna see, but it's still gonna be the same purpose. So it ain't nothing. Like, it's just the purpose, man. If the purpose is to build a building, to create a building or make a building or like create an ice cream, then that's the purpose. Like, yo, making ice cream, keep making ice creams. Like, there's no, the only thing that's gonna happen is we made more ice creams, you know what I'm saying? So that's just gonna keep rising, you know what I'm saying? There's no limit. So when people ask for the future, there's no limit. The sky's the limit. So it's like, it's gonna be the same thing, but we're just gonna keep fighting, we're gonna keep building it. You know, there might be limits sometimes, there might be setbacks, but we keep pushing.
Oh man. Hey, Bam, man, thank you for sitting down with me, man. Let me get this interview. Listen, all Bam Bam's links and everything is going to be underneath this video. Y'all make sure y'all follow him, support him. And Bam Bam, appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you later on, okay?
Thank you, man. Salute.
Peace.
Peace.